Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Disaster Tour. I'm PT, your Disaster Tour guide, and we are back with Bits, Crits, and Halfwits. Well, right now I'm just back with the Halfwits. The Crits stayed home.
Oh shit. Oh no.
But we are back with all of our wonderful players. Last session on Bits, Crits, and Halfwits, they dealt with kinda the repercussions of their actions. Some stuff happened. The bits are up to you, chat. I can't decide whether they're here or not. Sorry. Oh, I forgot to do what I was gonna do. I have an all-new, clock countdown timer thing before I hit the button. I totally fucked that up. You'll get to see it next week. Or tomorrow, because we have a new game launching tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Fires of Eureka.
Very true.
That'll be pretty
Very
fun.
true.
But, so, yep, last week Karak drank the memory potion, which led to some very interesting moments. Newson had a little talk with the Star Leone. They learned that there might be a coup against the Windsorwins, which was very fun. Elliot was missing in action.
Well, I know how that feels.
Let's see. I think that pretty much covers everything from last week, right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to watch Elliot's brother dragging out a little bit.
They turned sugar into caramel.
Very true. Well, and then eventually into rock candy.
Yeah.
Of course, of course. But without further ado, Term, what is our question of the day?
Is your character a patient person? Or do they, I guess also, do they consider themselves a patient person?
That's a fun question. So first we have Elliot Burning Oak, the half-elf Blizzard from Zraya, played by...
It's me, Zeke 182. And today I left work before it was dark, and that's kind of weird for me.
Oh.
I know, it was shocking. It's a combination of almost summer and also the time change. So, anyways, mostly I looked at the clock and went, "Oh shit, I need to leave, otherwise I'll be late for D&D."
Oh, hey, the bits are here.
Hello, Bits.
Thank
also,
you.
9 more rerolls.
Yay.
Which will be great, because they can use them tomorrow.
That's so true.
No, as it turns out, it is not a 182 reference. It is simply my username.
It's the year Isaac was born, obviously.
It's true. I was born in
182.
182.
Actually, it was 1182.
Ah.
Wow, really
Everyone
getting...
drops the leading one in that century.
Really getting real
What was I
dark
saying?
ages on us. Is Elliot a patient person?
Oh yeah, that was the question. Good shout. Elliot is far more patient than he used to be, but he considers himself not patient enough.
And then we have Karakareem, the Furbolg Warlock from Alania, played by...
Hello, it's Terminian Link VT, and Karak thinks that he's a patient person right now, but doesn't believe that he was before. At
Interesting.
least based on what he just learned.
And last but not least, we have Newson Worldwalker, the Minotaur Sorbarian from The Hedge, played by...
I'm not from the hedge.
You're right.
I'm from Oldfast.
Oldfast is from The Hedge, so, your grandpa's The Hedge. Your grand location is The Hedge.
Oh my god, my grand location.
From Oldfast, played by... Sorry, you know what? I know that you guys can't see my camera, but Glacial Till sponsored my session prep today, so...
Oh boy.
That means nothing to me.
Glacial Till is a hard
Glacial
cider.
Till is.
Ah.
Oh. Alright. Is it like a dry cider?
It's kind of like an Angry Orchard.
Okay. A little sweeter then.
Yeah. Anyways, is Newton a patient person?
No, not by any stretch of the imagination. But after her training with Brennan, she's getting there. She's been a little bit more patient in fights, but not in life, I'd say.
Does she think she's a patient person?
No, I would say she doesn't recognize her own improved behavior 9 times out of 10.
Fair enough. I'll just let all of you ask for an NPC today because we only have the 3 of you.
Mm-hmm.
Are there that many people that we couldn't basically answer it for?
I mean, you can.
I'm trying to think of someone who I'm not relatively certain of the answer.
You can go in any order. I'm not going to call on people for this one. We'll just do the popcorn method.
Popcorn. No. Alright, well, Elrond.
Elrond is not a patient person, but he thinks he is.
Great. Popcorn Karak.
Honestly, I would like to know how Mirror Karak would respond to this, or specifically spelled that way.
Mirror Karak is a very patient person. And knows they are.
Oh boy.
Popcorn Newson?
Yep.
You don't get to popcorn PT. That's Karak's job. Karak, who are you popcorning?
Popcorning Newson.
Cool.
I'm sorry, I'm a follower.
We know.
We know.
Damn! God.
He's right.
I think I want to know Roran's answer.
Roran does not think he is a patient person, but he is incredibly patient. Which is
Popcorn
a very...
PT, ask yourself the question.
What NPC does the DM want this answer for?
Am I a patient person? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I
Very.
think I am? No. But I am patient, proven by the Lulin recipe.
So true.
Anyways, we get right into it, and I know that somewhere across the city we have a broken mirror to deal with. But we are actually going to pick up with a drunken half-elf sitting in a bar. As Elliot, you find yourself kind of sitting in a bar at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon by yourself with a bottle of liquor in your hand. And the last thing you can really remember is seeing Karak walking up to you before you've kind of woken up here.
Well, let's go look at my manor. And Elliot is going to try his best to see if he can find his way to the land he was granted.
Were you given a map of where it was?
He was told where it was.
Okay, roll me a D12. Roll me a D100. We're gonna see how drunk you are.
You got it. I said, remembering to go find the pinned message. It's the magic
Definitely.
number.
See, because we didn't roll to decide today, everybody didn't remember to get in the foundry ahead of time.
Nah, I was there.
I mean, I was too, but...
Okay, well, now it's just a personal attack on me. So
I was trying not to make it a personal attack, but, Term didn't pick up
It's
what I was
alright,
putting
you
down
did.
there. Yeah, I
You made
did.
an attack.
Actually, it was
you.
a personal attack specifically because you were gone for a week and I felt abandoned, so now I'm lashing out.
Well, you know what? I was in Alaska, and I stand by that decision to be in Alaska.
That's
So.
Oh yeah, did you see
Fair
the
enough.
did you see the
There
lights?
was no internet in Alaska. It was the worst internet in the world.
Yep.
Yes, I did see the lights.
I was gonna say, not in the world. I can almost guarantee that, but
Well, yeah, you're not wrong.
aircraft
But
carriers have the worst internet in the world.
You mean no internet? Well, that's not true. Never mind. I can't talk about that.
I stand by my statement.
I don't actually. I think that I'm not going to respond. What was I saying?
You saw the lights.
Your roll
15.
15 out of 100?
Was it out of 100 or 20?
Yeah, it was out of 100, or it was a D100, but you know.
Oh, I guess you're not that. Oh, yeah. So you're pretty drunk. Your human half.
56% is pretty drunk.
Yeah, because you're only half elf. Your human half is drunk. Your elven half is not.
I would say the opposite. I feel like elves get drunk before humans.
No, so hear me out. Like, if you live for like 500 years, eventually you build up the kind of tolerance where it's going to take like a horse tranquilizer mixed into your margarita to knock your ass out.
Yeah, but just because half of him is elf doesn't mean that he's had all that time. Like, in elven years, he's like a baby, so he would the elven half would be more drunk.
Just like the vibes I get between elves and humans, like humans are just a hardier creature.
Yeah.
You know, like the length of the life doesn't matter. Humans are hardier. Like I would say tolerance, it's like elves, and then halfway between is like humans, and then like gnomes, and then minotaurs are like all the way on the other side, you know.
I will say
made of different shit.
I will have you know that gnomes are the least hardy creatures.
All right.
Fuck gnomes.
Damn.
I'm picking up that you don't like gnomes.
You are picking up what I am putting down.
Well, you should put it down a little gentler. I'm feeling attacked.
I will put it down like a gnome as aggressively as possible.
Is this like a Doofenshmirtz backstory that you were hurt by gnomes as a child because you had to be one? Or
when I was a child, my family couldn't afford a lawn gnome, so I had to stand in the field and take its place.
Listen up. I just don't like gnomes.
Fair, honestly.
They're short and snide, and in my first D&D campaign, one sold me 10 fake health potions, and it got me killed.
Ah.
Honestly, I just don't like it because of that one meme.
That's your PT lore, chat.
What did I just...
That's why PT hates gnomes.
Mm-hmm.
As you are standing up to leave the bar that you are in, you see several... I was gonna say footmen, which I guess is technically the right term. But several, like, house guards from House Ailerothi step in and begin pushing people out of the way.
Does it look like they're looking for someone?
It does not. It seems like they are making way for someone.
Elliot's gonna keep his head down when he goes.
As a woman walks into the bar and begins making her way directly towards you.
Towards me?
Uh-huh.
Elliot just gonna, like, step into crowd.
There's not much of a crowd. She is focused on you. You can roll me a stealth check if you want to. But it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
She's focused on me.
It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's not much of a
crowd.
Yes. Roll stealth at disadvantage to step into the barely existent crowd.
He wants to run. Flee.
Well, his goal isn't to... Well, I mostly said that because I think it would be funny. But also...
Damn, it sucks that was a disadvantage. One of those was a 19. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Even, I mean, it's rough.
All right. As you kind of slink into the crowd and begin moving amongst people, you see that every time you move, she's like changing the direction she's walking, trying to make her way towards you.
Okay.
It was a valiant attempt.
The elf making her way towards you has kind of an adventurous and spirited look. Her hair's tied back into several braids that hang behind her head, and her clothing seems a lot more functional. It's very similar to the clothing that you've seen Valiant Eye wearing the few times you've seen her. It's fit for the sea. As she makes her way towards you, Lord Burning Oak, Lord Burning Oak. She's like trying to like dodge around people, trying to get your attention.
Yes.
If I could have a moment of your time.
Yes.
She kind of like looks around the room at everyone else, and the bar that you have situated yourself in, I'm assuming is one that you would feel comfortable in. So there's not very many actual full-blooded elves in here.
Yeah.
As she kind of like waves her hand, and the guards begin like not forcing people out of the bar, but giving people very pointed looks until they leave. Until after a while, it is simply the two of you and the bartender as she gestures to a table.
Sure. Elliot sort of sits down.
She sits across from you, and she looks at the bottle in your hand and raises an eyebrow. Is that empty? Would you like another?
Oh, there's plenty. Do you want some?
No, I'm here on business.
Oh, of course. Well, I could set it aside for business. And Elliot sort of puts it down.
Yes. I've been sent here by my uncle and aunt, you see, well, you're a very new player in the game of city politics, and they just would like to know what you're about. If that makes sense?
Yes, I mean, that makes sense. You have to understand I'm not quite prepared to answer that yet, but
No,
I think...
of course. I mean, one would hope that you would always be prepared to answer questions about who you are.
Well, of course.
And should you make a good impression, House Elarothi is, well, as you know, we're one of the 3 strongest houses within the city. We're good friends to have.
Of course, of course. What questions do you have?
Well, the first one is very, very simply, you see. As we know, you are, before your victory over your father, very prestigious, might I add.
Thank you.
But, if you'll pardon my language, you are not full-blooded.
Okay.
As you know, House Elarothi cares not for blood. So I know that I did not mean it as an insult.
Well, I appreciate that.
But we were hoping that you shared the same sentiments we do regarding the providence that one's blood places upon the rest of their lives.
Clarify.
We don't think that one's status should be tied to their blood. We're hoping you don't think the same either.
I have thought such things more and more as of late.
That they should or should not.
I have been observing the half-elves in this city get thrown aside time and time again because of their blood. There are people in the lower city who are consistently ignored for the same reason. I think that is objectively wrong.
Yes. As I'm sure you're more than well aware, House Elarothi is the largest employer of half-elves within the city.
I'm aware.
but we are glad to hear you're of the same mind. What are your thoughts on the way Zraya is run, now that you'll have a seat at the table?
I think it's about time the people had a voice.
In what way do you see that happening?
I don't know.
I mean, obviously
first
you
they-
would have to tear down the monarchy.
Well, perhaps not tear down, but open up a second set of controls, perhaps.
Doxy Baby, thanks for the raid. A second set
Tear down the
of
monarchy.
controls. Surely, to truly give the people a voice, you'd have to reduce the monarchy to a point where it was merely more than a figurehead.
Well, of course, over time, but these things can't happen overnight. If they do, it's the people that get hurt.
Yes, but if we're truly to help the half-elves such as yourself, they also can't be done on the typical elven timescale of hundreds of years. Even doing it within a decade would be considered tearing it down by elven standards.
It's true. And I imagine a decade would be at least what it takes, but I don't believe justice works all at once. You must take incremental progress over destruction any day.
And should such an event, such a climactic change take place within the city, where do you see yourself fitting into the mix?
An advocator?
You would advocate in a reduction of power for the throne?
I would advocate for an increased control by the people.
Well, are they not one and the same?
They are not. One throne can be replaced with another very easily.
Yes, but a reduction in power to the throne itself, well, it inherently gives power to the people. You can replace who's on the throne, but removing the throne's power tends to be effective regardless.
Well, consider Stipvale. The people do not control that city, but there is no throne.
There is no city.
Well, there was a city. And through no fault of their leadership did it fall.
No, but it was a city, much like the Minotaurs you cavort with, it was based entirely on merit, which is nothing bad in and of itself.
Of course not.
Those who work the hardest should rise above their peers. That is how you get reliable people in charge.
For sure.
Well, I think I have enough information to take back to my parents.
Of course.
But
if you have any other questions, let me know.
I'm
sorry if anything was incoherent or confusing.
No.
It's been a long morning. I've lost someone close to me, so.
I'm deeply sorry. If there's anything House Ailerothi can do to ease your pain, you must simply let us know. There's a meeting of like-minded individuals if you would like to attend.
Who will be there?
That I cannot say for sure, as we were also just invited to it. But she holds out like a slip of folded paper, sets it on the table, and with 2 fingers slides it across to you.
Elliot will take it. I do hope the people will have representation here.
Yes, well, that is the hope, is it not? But
It always is.
even if all of the people in the city were to rise up, they would still need the houses backing them. So I'm sure more than one house will be in attendance.
It's true. Though I can't help but notice, without the Warforged, it might be a little bit easier for the people to
Yes.
let their opinions be known.
House Ilfilker's control of the Warforged is quite, or their loss thereof, is quite problematic for the throne in maintaining power. But you can take solace in the fact that House Gallandale ran this city and its defenses long before there were Warforged, and I'm sure they will continue to long after. And should a city in the desert rise up and the citizenry become over-ambitious, well, House Ailerothi is the lifeblood of trade to this city. And a heart cannot survive without trade, without blood, can it?
It cannot.
Well, I will leave this note with you. And I hope that we see each other again, Lord Burning Oak.
Thank you.
I believe that we have similar stances on the things that matter.
I believe so too.
And with that,
even for those we don't, I believe we can discuss a resolution.
Of course, more than happy to. And with that, she stands up and she like twirls her finger, like they're like holding your finger up and doing the circle with it as the guards like round up and they all leave. And they leave you just sitting alone at this table as the bartender comes up and just sets a thing down next to you and goes, "Sorry, Lord, your check."
Thank you. Is it just me, or did I nail that secret meeting?
I did my best not to listen, my lord.
That's okay.
But about what you were discussing during your drunken stupor, did you mean that was something you'd be interested in?
You'd have to remind me.
You talked about financing the tavern. You said that since it was owned by a half-elf, something about you recently coming into a sum of money, investing in the lower city.
Well, I'm definitely intending to invest here.
Well, should you, my lord, I'm more than happy to draw up a lease for the building. If that's something you're interested in, more than happy to help you. Oh, how did you put it? You had such a way with the words. Get fucking rich, I believe is what you said.
That sounds like something I would say. Yeah. Sorry, what's the... Elliot sort of like looks at the check.
The check is for 213 silver and just has a list of very expensive alcohols underneath it.
Elliot will just open up his bag of holding, pile out like 5 platinum, and just put it on the table.
My lord, that's too much.
It really isn't. Thank you. I'll discuss more about the lower city when I have a clearer mind, I think.
Well, we do hope to see you again, my lord.
I will probably be back.
Well,
as he sort of like gets up to head towards the door.
For your patronage, thank you, my lord. If you need anything, remember, we're always here.
Of course. You ought to remember, the royalty's nothing without you guys. The people down here support the city.
Yes, my lord,
They may think they control it, but...
You were very vocal about that for the last several hours.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk your ear off, I guess.
No, not just to me, my lord. At one point, you were standing on a table, repeatedly just screaming justice.
Oh, no. I think I need some sleep. As he sort of heads towards the door.
The note that she gave you, if you're looking at it, says that there is a meeting at 10 o'clock the next eve. So not tonight, but the night after. Like, tomorrow night, there's a meeting at 10 o'clock at a tavern called the Velvet Chalice.
Okay. He would put that in his notebook. Like, just the slip of paper into the notebook.
Yeah. Are you looking at the name of the tavern you were in when you walk out?
Yes.
Alright. The tavern you were in is called the Singing Bats Inn.
Singing Bats?
Singing
Noise.
Bats.
Alright. Elite's gonna try to find his way to his quote-unquote manor.
Alright, roll me survival at disadvantage.
Alrighty. I need to remember where I have to minimize all the stupid windows.
Understandable.
Understandable. Have a nice day. Disadvantage. Still a +4.
A 15's not bad, but we will circle back around to you.
Alright, perfect.
Newsin, you are out in the main room with Lulin, Brennan's body, and Lyra when from Karak's room in the other wing of the house, you hear the sound of a massive amount of glass shattering and hitting the ground.
I think that would be enough to elicit a concerned, like, oh shit, something's, like, there's a level of paranoia, I think, that comes along with being in the city. It's just like, assassins?! And we'll, like, run that direction, like, kind of giving a side glance to Lulin and everything, feeling like there's nothing she can really do. Bound up the stairs and be like, Karak, are you okay? I thought you were sleeping.
Sorry, I was getting ready to go to sleep, and I saw this mirror, and then I slipped, and then I turned into stone.
Do you need a hand? I can like.
I appreciate it. I'll take care of it.
Karak, as you say you turned into stone, you look down, and I don't know if you've ever punched glass. Your hand is bleeding like a motherfucker.
Oh, okay. I may need some medical attention. I felt like I turned to stone, but damn this house.
Is the door open or closed?
That is up to Karak.
Yeah, well, that was a question more for him.
The door to the room is closed but not locked.
Okay. So should I come in?
I'm. Feel free.
Okay. Just kind of shoulder the door open and be like, I can't heal like Lulin does, but I've got bandages.
That should be good enough. Just.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
You said you fell into the mirror with your fist?
I fell, tried to catch myself, and I felt like I was gonna turn into stone, and and it felt like it, and then I looked down and my hands are all bleedy. I'm pretty sure the house stopped me from being able to catch myself.
Oh, probably.
Uh,
Are we feeling an insight and a deception check here?
Yes, I think so.
If we are doing this, I need to know, have you updated the character sheets yet?
Oh,
Fuck.
I hadn't looked at mine.
Yeah, because we had a good level up that might make this very pertinent.
You're supposed to be 15, right?
Yep.
Yeah, mine's not updated.
Yeah, mine says 14 as well.
Alright, there's the Karak start import. I'm assuming that you Elliot.
Hello?
I'm assuming that
I manage mine in this website. So I don't import mine.
Got it. Okay, they should be updated now.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so we can testing an insight and deception check, or
Yes, I will be inciting and you will be deceiving.
wonderful.
I'm not,
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely not beating that.
That's about right.
Ah. Today just feels like a real. I don't even think we should go out today. It feels like today's just gonna be a bad day all around.
Well, I think isn't like breaking a mirror like a lot of bad luck?
Is it?
I think it's like 7 years of bad luck.
Not. Oh God.
Karak, in the back of your mind, you just hear laughing.
Oh God. Maybe it doesn't transfer over because I don't remember that. Well, then again, I don't remember a lot of things. So I guess that's par for the course.
That's yeah. Maybe I mean it's superstition, you know. It's probably
Maybe.
not like
Probably fine.
yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna like it. Kind of well, I guess you got glass. You probably have glass in your hand, don't you? It's a surprisingly like gentle hand as she's like trying to pull glass out of your hand before wrapping it because you don't want to wrap it with shit in there.
Roll medicine.
All right. I'm so good at those. Sorry if I fuck up your hand for life. Okay, it's not my fault.
Crit fail, crit fail, crit fail, crit fail.
Not quite.
You're not very good at pulling glass out of hands.
Nope. Big hands.
It's the
Sorry.
poofy fingernails.
This is not usually my special, not really my specialty.
I appreciate the effort. I might just, maybe I'll just wait for Lulin, or maybe I'll try to. I should be fine, right? I mean, I've survived. I've done worse, probably.
Yeah,
you know.
it's just we probably want to stop the bleeding, and you can't stop the bleeding with the glass in your hand. So
Yeah.
that's the problem. Maybe I if you can get it out, I can wrap it for sure.
I can try. I haven't done medicine in a long time, so I might not be any better. Karak's gonna try and try and tend his wounds a tiny bit.
Roll medicine.
Not.
God, y'all are great at this.
No wonder we're not the healers.
Yes. This is why.
Oh my God, there's no healers here today. I have a rare opportunity.
Yep. Maybe we just like try and wash it out.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Would that be rude here? They really take water seriously.
I think washing a wound is like probably an okay thing to do. If they really, if I mean, look, I'll defend you on that if they really have an issue with it.
You're really gonna go against Rule 8?
Yes.
Okay, well...
I have many times. I wrote the rules because I like to break them.
You know,
Both of you roll me perception.
Okay. That, at least, I am kind of good at.
Rock is not.
Not that I can roll today! I'm rolling 3s across the board! My god.
So neither of you see anything because you're so focused on this.
Mm-hmm.
But, Newson, you feel a hand on your shoulder. As you hear Ephraim's voice, can you just get out of the way?
Oh, yeah, thanks. I've got bandages.
As he like steps in, he goes, "Yep, those are great." As you watch him set down like a full like medic's bag.
Yeah, okay. I'll just keep those for later. And she like tucks them back in her bag sheepishly and sort of sits in like a chair in the room.
No,
I appreciate the effort.
You did good.
Thank you.
Alright, first things first. Painkiller. He holds up a flask of whiskey to you, Karak.
Painkiller. Oh, got it. And Karak just like takes it and gives it a good healthy swig.
As you're giving it a healthy swig, you feel him use a pair of tweezers to pull so many raids.
It's raid o'clock.
Thanks for the raid, Flam. Welcome in, fleas.
Please.
Please.
As you take a swig, you feel him pull like the deepest shard out of your hand. And he just, Newson, you watch as he just sets it in like a ceramic bowl. As he just starts pulling pieces out of Karak's hand. You two can keep going. I'll just
keep going. I can make it through that.
I hope so. You've been in real fights, right?
I would hope so. Just a week with these people, and I think I've died at least 3 times. Almost died.
Yeah, almost. Almost is the important modifier there.
Exactly. Rule... Oh, God. Why am I forgetting my own rule? Rule 13?
13. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Rule 13.
So, you tripped and fell into a mirror, huh?
Yeah,
he said he was trying to catch himself.
Yeah?
I'm a fair...
You catch yourself pretty often, knuckles first?
I mean, usually I'm able to just turn into a rock, and then I just kind of... I'm safe.
You know what? That's a good point. We haven't even taught you to punch yet.
Yeah.
Newson, you fall and catch yourself a lot, knuckles first?
No, I'd break my knuckles.
Again, it's one of those things where if I fall and I turn to stone, I'll be a lot more stable that way.
I feel like you'd be more stable with an outstretched hand, but...
Might also be because I don't want to lose a finger in case if they break off and hit, like, the countertops. I don't know what happens if I lose a finger while I'm in the stone. That's a terrifying thought. I don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean...
I think I got all the glass out. Hopefully you don't lose a finger from infection either.
Oh, that would be just the worst. Surviving so many different things and infection is what takes me out. Ugh.
Yeah, well, the smallest things kill us the fastest.
Complacency and all that.
Yeah.
I'll try to make a concerted effort to stop catching myself like that.
See, I was thinking more like spiders, you know?
Yeah, as he's like
that as well.
wrapping your hand. And he goes, "Yeah, before my cousin took me, Newson, and threw me in that lab, I was training to be a healer."
Oh. Was that so?
Yeah, well, I wasn't any good with tech, and I had no intention of ruling the city. But
Yeah. I mean, that's why I got good at punching things, so.
oh, because you had no intention of ruling the city. All right.
It was never really an option for me, so, we don't really do rulers.
What about where you're from, Karak? Do they do rulers there? As you feel him like grab your hand, and he super tightens up these bandages. It does not feel good.
Okay. This is a necessary pain. Yeah, in a way, I would suppose you could call the gods that we followed rulers. I guess that would be the most apt description for them, at least the best.
No.
Parallel? Parallel. Yes, that's the word.
He kind of like leans back and looks up at you, and Karak, you see that both of his eyes are like, the color of his eyes is like a pale yellow, but almost luminescent. As he kind of looks back at you, are you God touched?
God touched?
Oh, I mean, we knew that News and all of them have been dealing with gods for a while, but you're the first one that I've met that seems to really have actual godly power flowing through you.
Yeah, he's got his white woman.
It's the lady.
He's got his
roses.
what?
His white woman.
The lady of white roses.
That's what I said.
It's
Okay.
bit of a further out god than the ones many talk about here.
So do you have wings then?
Not that I'm aware of.
Rock wings probably wouldn't do very much for you, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it would be really cool if I was dropping out of the sky and just a stone winged statue just drops down onto the...
Yeah, it'd be like a gargoyle.
A what?
A gargoyle?
Don't think I've seen one of those.
News, have you seen a gargoyle?
I don't think so. I don't... Like a stone... a winged... creature?
I don't know. It's been happening a lot. Sorry. As he like pinches the bridge of his nose.
No, it's okay. It happens.
No, because like the words came out and I inherently know what they mean, but they have something to do with a cathedral, and I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
Oh, of all the people you're talking to, I know that feeling the best.
I don't know.
The
memories have
been a bit
on
on the fritz.
You can say that. I've been having more and more pop up. I think Sumter's the lucky one. Ever since he caught the spell plague, he hasn't had any of them.
Oh. I wonder if we can get in contact with Mog. They might be Mog. Was it Mog?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, good. Sorry. I know we met this lovely astronomer named Mog who was able to craft a potion for me to start gaining some of mine back.
He was a little bird guy.
Yes, I don't think it was that.
So
effective.
was he God touched?
No, he did not like the gods.
But he had wings.
Yeah, because he was a bird.
Yes.
Got it.
Bird, but not a godly bird.
Aarakocra?
No,
No.
he didn't fly with them.
believe it was Kenku, I believe, was the...
The hell's a Kenku?
I don't know.
What's an Aarakocra?
They're like big bird people.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but they were a lot smaller.
You know,
Like,
two
I wouldn't
legs,
describe
two
them as
arms,
big.
big set of wings.
You know, that does sound like Mog, but well, he wasn't big, really.
I'm not even sure if he was definitely smaller. Maybe he was just a small Aarakocra.
Maybe.
Maybe it's just a regional thing.
I've only seen a few, and they were all pretty big, but...
You see... When have you seen Aarakocra?
We saw one... The one came to our, we were walking through the forest with, like, a procession, and one came with, like, a note.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, I've only seen a few in my life. And those interactions were not friendly.
I mean, he wasn't very chipper. He was kind of just doing a job, but...
That sounds like an Aarakocra.
Yeah.
Wonder how
He
they're...
flew in, was like, I need to talk to... I think it was Lady Dream Shadow. I think, at the time.
I wonder
And I
if
was like...
they even realize that the world's ending down there.
What?
Well, I know the world's ending. You know the world's ending.
Mm-hmm.
I mean... Not if we can help it.
And the ing is in the process of...
Well, it's not actively ending.
But,
I mean...
like, there's whole cities that might just be carrying on as if nothing's different. Sometimes I forget how big the world is.
Every time you think you know the entire world, it seems to get bigger.
Yeah. Literally.
Thanks for the words of encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean... I did earn the name World Walker, so you know. I gotta keep walking the world.
Yeah, especially now.
Is that like a mandatory thing? Because, you know, there are faster ways of travel.
I think as long as I'm traversing the world, I think I'm living up to it, you know?
It's one of those semantic wording things.
What's a semantic?
I mean...
When people don't quite mean what they say, but
I'm sorry if
are
the
saying what
sarcasm
they
didn't
mean.
come across. I'm not all Rond. I know what semantics are.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't pick up on that well.
Speaking of which, have you heard anything from Elrond?
Yeah, he's okay.
Like okay, or like Elrond okay?
He's not dead, and he was threatened to be, so I'd say that's
Got
okay.
it. He's Elrond okay.
Yeah. I mean, as okay as he would let us know he is, they got out of the city, and got a lot of people out of the city before everything went down, so...
Well, that's an improvement. Alright. Yeah. I don't think as he kind of like ties off the bandages, Karak, I don't think there's much more I can do here. Make sure you change these every 8 or so hours.
Of course, I'll be sure to do just that. Thank you.
Unless, of course,
so much.
you find someone to just magically heal them somewhere, in which case... Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have been in charge of the city. Can you imagine choosing a career that some people can just snap their fingers and it's fixed?
Well, you know, not everybody has access to that, you know? Magical healing is not like a normal thing. So it's good for the world to have people that know how to do it the old-fashioned way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
I mean, Lulin hasn't always been able to heal like he does now.
He hasn't?
So, you know. Well, no.
I kind of just assumed Lulin was always that way.
I mean, not when I was training, at least. You'd think I'd look this scarred up if he had the ability to heal us when he was training us?
Well, having the ability and choosing to do it are different things.
You know, I thought about that as it came out of my mouth. I'm gonna assume he didn't have that ability, and it's probably fine. I'm gonna assume it's a newer developed thing. I mean, we've been doing all this crazy shit for like 2 years, and
Well, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Anyways, I suppose, what can I help you with now?
well, I think Karak was trying to like get some rest.
Mm-hmm. Doing a fair bit of thinking as well. Just.
So,
Oh well.
nothing I can help with. I'm not gonna lie, I feel relatively useless in the city.
No kidding. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything we could ask you to do right now. Lulin's dealing with an inconsolable Mrs. Dream Shadow downstairs.
That's why I'm up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I doubt any of us want to be traversing the city without not that we can't without Elliot, but
We
it definitely makes
should find him though.
Yeah, I would rather I'd rather them not be like. I know they can take care of themselves. I know they're capable. I've seen what they can do, but also, I feel like they shouldn't be just on their own. That strength in numbers and all that.
Well, he likes to live up to that lone wolf, both literally and metaphorically.
Him and Elrond both.
Mm-hmm. But
You think one day they'll realize that wolves hunt in packs?
I think Brennan tried to teach him that at one point. Teach both of us that. But I don't know if it really seeped in.
Probably hard to hunt in a pack when you feel like you're the only one on your side.
Doesn't help that we keep losing people too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Elliot, more so than anyone, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't blame him for...
Where do you think he went?
Well, he was out drinking all last night, and then he came back, and then we went to go get Mrs. Dream Shadow, and while we were getting Mrs. Dream Shadow, he vanished again. So I don't know if he probably went maybe back to drinking. He doesn't...
I mean, bad events last night, getting home, feeling finished, and then more bad news happening. Seems like the sequence of events that might happen.
Yeah, what did happen last night? Brennan was kind of out of sorts for a little while there.
Yeah.
He was muttering some weird stuff.
Oh? Like what?
Like, well, one of the things he said was, I mean, Brennan doesn't curse, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe he was delusional. He said something about, holy shit, I found it.
I found it?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Just like out in the middle of nowhere? Just not looking through books or anything?
Yeah, like, we were talking to him, he was running me through some training exercises, and then out of nowhere he says, holy shit, I found it. And then he went and sat down at the table and told me to go bugger off.
Huh.
So, I don't know. This had to have been... It was pretty close to that time that all those explosions went off in the city. Which, pardon me for guessing. I'm guessing that was all of you.
Yeah, well...
Roarin'?
Yeah.
Great.
It was directed at us.
Mhm.
It wasn't us doing it, though.
Got it. Well, I mean, if we don't know where Elliot is, I could take you to his house.
Yeah,
All right, he does
I
have
assume
his
he
own
knows
place
how to
now.
get there. I mean, it is his estate,
I,
and he knows the city, so...
I
Mhm.
suppose it depends how much drinking he's been doing.
Mhm.
But
Damn, we don't have Lulin to banish the alcohol out of him either. Ugh.
I mean, to be fair, the short way definitely takes a lot more out of you, or at least it feels like it in the moment.
the short way sucks. I'll take a hangover any day.
Mm-hmm. It's like like I was saying earlier, necessary pain for recovery, but also, God, that's an awful shortcut.
Anything worth doing is worth doing the long way.
Mm.
Including getting sober.
Mm.
Anyways, do you want me to take you both there?
Yeah, probably for the best. I don't think,
Seems like a good idea, and Karak kind of looks back in the mirror and just goes, someone will clean that up, right? Like someone...
I mean, if they let us do magic at some point, I know Lulin can mend things, so he can probably just fix it, but...
That's a relief. I would hate to leave this place in a worse state than I arrived.
Fuck them. They're elves.
Rule 8.
If they have
Told you, Rule 8
bureaucracy
is-
involved in fixing a mirror.
I know. It's just...
Rule 8 is made to be broken.
Just like apparently that mirror. But you know, you just fell.
Mhm.
It's not your
I feel
fault.
like I feel like I'm picking up a weird tone in this conversation that I'm not. I feel a little like, am I missing something? Did he not fall?
Like I said, I was training to heal people, and I haven't seen a lot of people fall into anything fist first.
Well, to be fair, I'm not like a lot of people.
I mean, you'd tell me or us or if you like it. If something was actually like wrong, right? I mean,
And of course I'd tell you all. It seems only right. It's why I let you all know about the memory potion last night.
yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and roll deception because that isn't. They are out. I know for a fact that requires a deception roll.
Okay.
That deserves a chance to be called out.
All right. Damn. Closer, but not quite.
Mhm.
Ho ho ho! Ephraim beat you, though.
Okay. I mean, I trust you. I'm gonna go grab the rest of my stuff from the other room before we head out. I think Elliot has everything. I think he took it all with him. It should be fine. Maybe I should bring him extra clothes. I think he's still in his fancy clothes. And she's gonna, like, head down the hallway to, like, grab stuff.
So what actually happened?
Bad memories.
Yeah, well, we all have those. I won't hold it against you.
Hmm.
Do you have extra bandages?
I'm sure I do, and worst comes to worst, I can just get them off of Newsen later.
Okay.
Just...
Well, I'll take you two to his house. And then I think I'm gonna fly south.
That sounds lovely. Just
Sounds like exercise.
true. Just
Roll me a wisdom save.
wisdom save. Oh, there's the save.
Actually, roll me an insight check first.
Got it. I'm not insightful.
Roll me a wisdom save.
There we go.
You've managed to control it in the moment, and you don't know why, but you have an overwhelming urge to destroy the person in front of you.
I think it'd be good, finding a place other than this city for I think that'd be fine. I think it'll be worth the exercise. Just like you said, anything worth doing is worth doing the long way.
Yeah. Plus, I have to find Elrond wherever the hell he ran off to. Alright, well, I'll meet you two downstairs when you're ready to leave. And he kind of leaves the room. And if you guys don't have anything else, we'll just get you on your way. We don't have to go through the whole...
Yep.
So...
gets all her stuff. Finds, like, a random set of clothes for Elliot. Probably, like, asks his uncle for some, because, like, hey, I think Elliot's been out in his dress clothes for, like, 2 days at this point. You got anything? We're gonna go find him, and I feel like I should, like, it might be more comfortable if he's not in those clothes.
Oh, yes, dear, yes. I'll get you one of his old jackets from when he was still spending most of his time here and all that.
Cool, thanks.
He grabs you all those clothes, and Ephraim leads you to Elliot's house, which is a much smaller manor, all things considered. It doesn't have, like, a lot of land around it or anything. It's kind of just off the bustling streets of the upper city. It is still walled and has a gate, but it's not, like, super extravagant like the other manors you've been to. Like, there's not, like, a quarter-mile path up to the door. It looks much like there's, like, a 20-foot walk to the door from the gate. You know what I mean?
It's conservative by the standards of this place.
Yeah. Like, it is roughly double the size of Lulin's house.
Okay.
Rather than, like, 40 times the size of Lulin's house.
Yep.
And since... Oh, you got something?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say, since you got there long before Elliot finished his bender... after a while, you see Elliot, bottle in hand, walking up the street. Elliot,
I feel like we're, like, milling around outside, like, in the front yard.
All this talk about pomp and circumstance, and here they are.
Elliot, you are in your fancy clothes, drunkenly walking up the street with a bottle in hand.
Like, wasn't Elliot the one saying that appearances are everything here? Right?
Well, yeah, if you're not a person of status, I think.
Would Elliot be singing a song?
Rules for thee and not for me.
Sure. Elliot will be singing a song.
Roll performance.
It is time. But not bad.
Elliot
That's
is
pretty good.
pretty efficient, like, it sounds pretty good singing a bar song as he walks up the road to the house.
Well, he seems in good spirits.
Elliot, as you're walking up, you see Newson and Karak just kind of, like, leaning against the posts of your gate, kicking rocks out in front of your house. Like friends that were waiting for you to come over because your mom said you'd be home soon.
Now, why the heck are you guys here? Also, how did you get here? I Almost got lost. I didn't, I swear.
A friend of the party's.
Yeah, Ephraim brought us.
Ephraim.
Ephraim knows where I live? I
Apparently.
don't even know where he lives. Where does Ephraim live?
I mean,
Well,
I
he
thought
used to live
lived
at
in the
our
house that
house.
got nuked in Apud.
Yeah, I mean, he used to live at our house, but I guess he's probably with Miss Dream Shadow?
That's
I mean,
weird.
he was on her payroll. But at
It's
our
true.
house, you know? So,
She's paying all sorts of people.
yeah.
Also, did I ever finish? I think I paid for. I think I bought the house for Miss Dream Shadow. I don't know. Can't really ask now, can I? It doesn't matter. In we go.
All right. Do you need a hand?
I think all I need are keys. As he starts patting down his pockets.
You do manage to find a set of keys, although you cannot for the life of you remember when you picked them up.
I have them, I think. As he just starts checking keys on the front door.
As you let yourself through the gate and then through the front door, you find yourself inside your new manor house, which, although quite large with a large entryway and no set of stairs, this is a one-story house. It has 2 large wings full of rooms, but as you step in, you realize, I'm sure to Elliot's dismay, that this house is freshly bought and entirely empty.
What a disaster.
Tour.
Great.
I mean, it's got a great echo.
Yes, very perceptive, Newton.
Lovely acoustics.
I feel like I should summon a friend.
Oh, I did bring you
No,
some extra
a
clothes from
ghost.
your uncle. A ghost?
Oh, I got all sorts of clothes in my backpack. Wait, is that my old jacket?
Yeah. He said this was from when you used to hang around. She kind of offers him the pile.
That is a very unlucky jacket. Put it by the door, though, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So why are you
our
guys
jacket's
here?
unlucky too.
Yes, it's a very unlucky jacket.
There's a lot of superstitions I need to be caught up on. I'll add that
Well,
to the
no,
pile
not all
too.
jackets, just that jacket.
I'll trust you on that.
Okay.
I mean, we're here because we're your friends, and you were missing in action all night, and then you came back, and then we walked to go get Miss Dream Shadow, and then you vanished again for most of the day, and we were concerned.
Well, I didn't vanish. I mean, Croc was busy looking at a window, and I just needed to talk to somebody else. And
around
then
that time, I ended up losing them. Feel like you can lose yourself so easily in this city.
Yeah, I mean, you clearly made good use of Lulin's magic there. Didn't he sober you up, like, at the beginning of the day?
I know, I had to redo all of that work. It's surprisingly expensive.
That doesn't surprise me here, really. But
that being said, I think I killed all of the Warforged and their handlers. Their handlers weren't supposed to die, but I think they're dead. So that's unfortunate. I was supposed to kill the Warforged, but they're not like people, so it shouldn't have mattered. But yeah, I think that's why Brennan's dead too. He was a handler. So, good morning. Really just As he like takes a big swig from the bottle in his hand.
All right. We have to like talk it because while you were gone, your brother came by and he was like really upset. She kind of like reaches out for the bottle.
Oh no. Did someone write in his books again?
No,
Wasn't
everyone
me this time.
is blaming us for the destruction. They think we're trying to restart the war. As she kind of
we did like level the building.
We didn't do that. Roran did.
And potato.
It's a big difference because we're not the ones orchestrating the upheaval, but the elves, apparently a lot of the great houses think it's us. And you're involved with us. Specifically, me and Lulin.
What did I do?
All of us.
What?
They think that we're trying to restart the war for our own personal gain, I guess.
War?
I know, that's what I said.
Your brother was very adamant about image taking more precedent over the actual truth of the matter, that it doesn't matter what the truth is if none of the people in power or the people who support them believe them. And so the more recent actions matters. I mean,
I honestly think he might get taken out in a coup. Someone was asking me if
I think that's what they're him earlier. I think that's what they're concerned about.
Yes, that is what they're concerned about.
That's a big. Just to note, your brother doesn't believe any of those rumors. They just are very adamant about us finding a way to prove to everybody else that it's not true.
The rumors that we're trying to start a war. All of the houses. Apparently, there's rumors going around, which he wasn't sure who started, but I suggested it's probably the house that has the lantern that we were trying to get back. And that they're using this as an opportunity to push him out of power and
put someone in power. Because apparently, because they're disgraced, they can't be in power, but if there's someone who's on their side that's in power... Rule 8. I hate Rule 8. Oh.
It definitely would have been better if you were there, because, we're all kind of playing catch-up to everything that goes on with elves, but...
They could have just come out and got me.
I think they did. I think they did send someone out.
He sent someone to look for you.
What was it, like
well, fire them, I guess. They're bad at looking.
I don't know why. Was the name of them like the Hushed or like?
I
don't know.
It was just one of his personal bodyguards. I don't think it was anyone with a special name.
Oh well. It's more like the group as a whole. Like it was like a name for the guards that were around the house. I don't know.
Elliot, the Hushed means something to you. Roll history.
With any modifiers?
Your Elven royalty at advantage.
Oof.
Wow, that's rough, buddy.
That's rough.
The Hushed are important. You can't quite remember why. Like, they have some direct correlation to the king, but that's all you can really remember.
The Hushed? Seems irrelevant.
Oh, well.
No, relevant, not irrelevant.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yes.
What were they wearing? It was like...
They were like uniforms, but they were like dark, you know?
Like dark and...
uniforms. How specific?
Sorry.
I don't mean to be a bitch, but it's the elves. Everyone wears a uniform, and about half of them are dark.
Well, these were like black. I don't know if that it wasn't just like dark colors.
Were they robes or pants? If they were robes, they're weird religious dudes.
They weren't robes. They were definitely like practical. I think it was black and red.
You would know that black and red is reserved for the Royal Guard. Elliot.
That's just the Royal Guard.
I'm not the one that offered up the name.
Well, okay, that's fair.
You would also know, like, you still can't remember what the Hushed are, but you know that them and the Royal Guard are not the same thing.
Well, I'm sure they'll figure out. I'll figure that out later. I suppose I could ask, but no, I don't want to talk to my brother. Said he was mad. How mad?
Oh,
So
almost
mad
turning
or
into
just,
a
like,
dragon
frizzy
mad.
Turned a
Oh,
bunch of sugar
fucking
cubes
mad.
into caramel mad.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, they
That's a little
settled
bit
down
mad.
near the end, thankfully. But, like, thankfully, it's a bit touch and go there, but they seem to have a good grasp on that.
So
interesting.
I gave him kind of an overview of like the fight that we're dealing with and why everything
you told him about,
exploded.
like, Roran and
Yeah.
the other planes and all of that.
Yeah, I kind of had to.
Oh,
Not
okay.
exactly about all of the stuff that were the relics, but I did have to mention the getting the lantern from the house because I figured that was kind of important to why they're trying to, I guess, frame us.
That checks out. I mean, we do have 2 relics, so
Yeah.
we're doing pretty okay.
Yeah. Hopefully 3 if we can get that last one, but
It's true. Don't know it'll be enough, but we'll do what we can.
it's gotta be. So,
Musen, tell
yeah,
me about the Minotaur's government.
about our government? Well, I mean, it's
Just
not really like a government per se. I mean, you know, eh, I guess people deferred to my like uncle, my family, because we're Stormhorns, and you know, Ulfast is named after Ulfast Stormhorn. But it's not like a, you know, I mean, obviously, I kind of got ousted the moment that people thought that I was not proving myself. So it's sort of a show don't tell sort of system where you have to.
And they're just like a monarch. They just are in charge.
Eh, I mean, no, you could very easily refuse it. It's more of a respect thing, I'd say, than anything. Like, if anybody who has really proven themselves asks you to do something, and you respect them, and what they're asking you to do doesn't compromise your own, you know, morality,
Then you stand behind them.
yeah. But
Sort of
it's
who
not.
can garner the most respect, though.
Yeah.
I'm assuming not actively, more based on your previous actions and
Yeah.
less.
I imagine that, you know, Valiant I probably would have held a pretty significant amount of sway had she not, you know, gone out to the ocean because of the earning the name and stuff like that. But I mean, we all help each other. It's a bartering, you know, people exchange services. You know, if you need something, you help someone kind of situation. Everyone has what they need because we each need something from each other. You know, when you want to have a house, you build a house. People help you if they want to.
Getting another one.
Oh my
Another
God!
one.
The raids have been flowing.
Welcome
Thanks for
in,
the
Raiders.
raid.
Thank you, Box
That's
for the
right.
raid. Welcome in, Box and the crew.
So yeah, I mean, there's a certain level of like respect that comes from a long-standing family line. But you know, if you're not proving yourself and, you know, defending your people or providing something for the larger
Lineage
good.
means a lot, but it can easily be toppled.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I wouldn't count lineage as too strong around here, anyways. Generation of wars have shown how easily things can be toppled.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder.
I'm sure there could be. I don't see why not. I think it's more about people than anything. I mean, change is difficult.
Interesting. Anyways, I was saying, I don't know. What are we doing?
Well, your brother, there's gonna be like a meeting. All of the houses are like gonna vote to get rid of him if we don't prove
What?
that it wasn't us trying to start a war, basically.
More if we don't prove your innocence anyway. They were very adamant about using the word guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty? Guilty of restarting a war? That ball's really in their court.
See, I said something similar, I feel. I didn't really understand why starting a war would even make sense from our point of view, just because, especially based on the actions that they're trying to use, but the Lulin seemed to have a bit more knowledge on the matter, so I deferred to them.
I mean,
by Elven standards, aren't we guilty of it? I mean, if a war starts, it would be our fault. It's not.
Yeah, but we're not trying to. I mean,
well,
nothing that
isn't
nothing that we're doing
I destroyed their army, and I did it on purpose, and I don't regret it. For the record, those souls, I could feel the feedback as I cast the spell. They were shattered. I don't know what happened after that, but it's not right. It wasn't right. Now it's. I don't know what it is.
Paint the scene
At
for
least
me.
they can end in peace.
Real quick, while you're having this conversation, are you guys just sitting on the floor of his empty house passing around a bottle?
Newsom's probably pacing. I don't think she's sitting. I think she it's like we're pacing in the living room, or she's pacing in the living room. I took the bottle.
Karak's probably standing against a wall, just like fiddling with their necklace that they have.
Elliot's unlucky jacket is discarded like a bad
like it was gonna be hung on a coat rack, but the coat rack wasn't there, so it just fell in a heap.
No, I'm thinking it's more like
tossed in a corner.
Yeah. Like the moment he was like, "It's bad luck," Newsom was like, "Nope," and just chucked it.
We don't need any more of that.
Is Elliot standing or just like sitting on the floor, leaned up against a wall?
Elliot is laying on his back in just the center of the living room, looking up.
Okay. I just needed to paint the picture in my head of where everyone was in the room at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Naturally. And that's when he cast Fireball. Anyways.
Yeah.
I don't. It's better, even if that's the end of the line. At least their souls are united and can move on to wherever they have to go.
I don't disagree. I didn't like the idea that people were splitting their souls to fight wars, but that's not the problem. The problem is that they think we're trying to restart a war between the elves and the minotaurs, and the minotaurs are not in a position to deal with a restart. I mean, neither of us are in a position for any war in general, but they think that essentially they've been weakened enough for a retaliatory, or like to end elven kind, like permanently, basically. And
something about revenge for the war, which
ready
doesn't
for a war. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter how weak the defenses are here. The Minotaurs aren't going to get here. The city is under so much load from the refugees. Elves themselves, for Christ's sake. It doesn't It doesn't matter.
Elliot and Karak, roll me an Arcana check. Newson, roll me an Arcana check at disadvantage.
Yeah,
Great at those.
That as if I was going to roll a good Arcana check.
Rolled better than Karak.
Yeah, that's fair.
I got a +5 and a -1 to that.
Newson,
That's a shame.
Elliot, you know that this is coming from the left wing of your house as you feel magic begin to build. Newson, you feel magic beginning to build around you, but you don't quite know where it's coming from.
Everybody out! Front door, let's go.
Uh-oh.
As Elliot attempts to get up and leave the house.
To be fair, Elliot, it does not feel like... It's not like an attack spell.
Any magic is bad magic right now. To the door!
They might be trying to cure my hangover.
Mass cure hangover.
Do with that con save as you will.
Elliot, you stand up, take 2 steps, and puke all over your brand new floor.
We'll fix it in post. Outside. As he
What?
opens the door.
All right.
Karak just follows along because
Newson is not.
As you all stumble into the main room from the living room, Newson, you see from the left wing of the house, underneath the door, it is glowing like bright blue and purple.
Does that look like the color look familiar to me?
It looks like every teleportation circle you've ever seen.
Okay. I mean, I suppose you don't know anything about this house, but like, do elven houses usually have teleportation circles in them?
Not even all the noble ones do. It's basically standard procedure.
Well, I'm guessing you have a magical visitor and you've got puke all over your floor.
Well, maybe
and
they'll
no furniture.
I feel like they need to go through quarantine though, right?
She just kicks the unlucky jacket over the puke.
No! Why would you do that?
You said you didn't like
it's unlucky puke.
It's unlucky.
What's
an extra bit of
unlucky puke?
We've lost. It's foregone. The house is useless. Let's head out.
The whole place is ruined. We have to buy a new one.
Visiting?
I don't know who's visiting.
The magic buildup is very slowly intensifying.
I guess we'll just step out and
like you all kind of
in.
feel it like it's like a hum in your ears that's growing louder, but it's not very strong and it's very slow.
Is there like teleportation caller ID?
Take this long?
They do not usually take this long.
Oh, fine. I'll open the door. As he opens the door. Hello?
As you open the door and look in, you see that there are glowing runes on the ground inside that are almost seemingly being carved into your floor as they are appearing and slowly spreading out from the center.
Oh, is your teleportation circle creating itself?
I don't do that.
Maybe this one does.
Well, it's wrong, Newson.
Was your house finished? Are they still constructing right now?
Is that the ghost?
Who is constructing? There's no ghost yet. As
maybe
Elliot sort of looks around the room. Ghost, are you here?
Yeah, there's no reaction to that.
It's a new house. No one's died here yet.
As the circle keeps expanding, you realize it's about halfway done.
Well, halfway done.
Elliot, roll me a history check. And Newson, roll me a history check.
Okay. Oh, damn! 19.
Elliot, none of this means anything to you, but Newson, some of these runes, for some reason, like, very distantly, like, a couple years in your past, seem downright familiar.
Hey. I think I've seen that one before. She kind of points out one of the ones that looks familiar. Like,
no, if we'd seen it before, it'd be in my notebook. As Elliot like opens his notebook and starts flipping to a section of
Where are you opening it to? The middle,
like I've seen it
the
like
beginning,
a long...
the middle, or the
end?
You're going to the end?
Yeah.
You can't find anything about this rune in your notebook.
See, it's not here.
No, I swear, it's been a while, but it really feels, it's
like around what
you take
was
a look
it
then?
before I showed up or before?
Like, alright, fine, I will. Gotta open it to like 3/4 of the way, like towards the back.
As you're opening it, he sort of snatches it back, turns around, and then turns back to you and hands it back to you. Sorry, I forgot something. As he
Newson, as
tries
you're looking,
to pull the slip of paper out without her noticing.
As you're looking through, roll me a sleight of hand then. And Newson, Newson and Karak, roll me a perception check. You absolutely see Elliot pull. Karak, you don't, but Newson, you absolutely see Elliot pull a piece of paper out from between the pages at the back of the notebook.
She just like raises an eyebrow at him. Alright, whatever.
3/4 of the way through the
note.
3/4 of the way through the notebook, you still can't find anything.
Why don't you have this in like couldn't there be like a teleportation section rather than like chronological?
How many pages do I leave for a teleportation section? 8? What if I only ever find 2 circles? 20? What if I find 40 circles? It's impossible. You just put it in order.
Around what? Do you remember what time you remember it from?
Like a long time ago, but not like...
Well, a long time ago is going to be near the beginning.
You obviously didn't find it, so I'm like...
Well, I looked at the end!
The teleportation circle is about 3/4 of the way done.
The beginning is where is the furthest... Oh, okay. She's gonna flip
it's in order! Skip past
to
the doodles,
front.
That's from when I was still in class.
Okay. She's just like rapid flipping.
Newson, roll investigation.
Okay.
I also do need to bring this up. You did update the character sheets, but it has overwritten everything and only given me the new spells, so all I have are the new things.
It's a nat 20, baby!
Oh my god!
Interesting. I'll work on that, Karak.
Yeah, just for future reference, because I'm not sure if that's going to be pertinent to the next.
Kind of find a list of what you're missing and send it to me, if you can. To the best of your knowledge, and I'll fix it. I'll fix it post-session.
I have D&D Beyond. I'll just send you a screenshot of what's on there.
Newson, you're flipping through, and suddenly, you're flipping through pages, and suddenly you have a realization of where you've seen this rune before, and you know exactly where to find it in this book.
Okay.
As you realize that you're remembering it from a long time ago, because one of the last things you could remember before seeing this rune was waking up covered in mud. Is that ringing any bells for you out of character?
Stipvale?
Yep.
Oh!
As
the kobolds?
As you remember seeing this rune as Elliot and Lyra carved it onto the base of a statue.
Flipping way back into where Elliot took those, notes of the runes, the dwarvish runes is what it was, right? I think?
Construct. Yeah.
As
This is it. She like turns, like completely ignoring the circle. Now she's showing the book. Look, it's that one.
No, those are for machine people. No, no.
No, this is definitely
constructs.
it. Look.
But this is well, they look similar, but that might be my bad handwriting.
as you're arguing over it, the circle finishes, and you watch the walls of, like, interplanar energy begin to appear along the edges. As, in a bright flash, something appears in the center of this circle.
Elliot sort of stumbles back towards the door, just out of surprise, I think.
Newsom puts an arm out to catch him.
As you stumble back and Newsom catches you, you watch this 12-foot tall, it seems to be a statue, but you know it's a construct, rise up from the center, covered in armor, and turn towards you all.
Wait, don't hurt us, I'll fight you, I think. No, wait. Newsom will fight you, as Elliot sort of steps back and around Newsom.
I didn't break. Okay, all right. Look, I thought you
like an axe.
If you try to fight me, I'll knee you in the jaw again.
Yo, you speak way better than you did last time I saw you. Wait, who? Wait.
What?
Well, it's the robot from when Derek, right?
Yeah, Derek. Fucking Derek.
Newsom,
Derek.
Yeah?
if you try to fight me, I will knee you in the jaw again.
Wait a minute. Why do you know my name?
Because I know all of your names.
A new one. Usually people don't know me.
Shut up, Karak.
My God, he knows Karak.
Can I roll
Wait,
insight
Karak
on that?
wasn't
Shut
with
up,
us.
Karak.
You can roll insight on Shut Up, Karak.
Wait.
I want to re-roll that. I feel the need to re-roll that.
That's understandable.
Insight has been so rough today. There you go.
Karak, I'm gonna message you, but you know exactly who it is.
I know exactly who this is.
Do you even need me to tell you?
Is it Brennan?
Maybe.
It's Brennan?
Somebody gets it.
What?
It's Brennan! No one else has told me shut up like that before!
I tell you to shut up all the time.
Well, yeah,
Or
but
at
it's
least I
different!
think about it a lot.
It's different, though! Like they have a different inflection and everything.
But it can't be Brennan. Brennan's dead.
Okay, first of all, not dead.
Then, are you sure?
Are you dead?
Maybe.
I don't think they're sure of that either.
This thing is literally made of adamantium and stone, and somehow the two of you idiots are still denser.
Rock doing the math in his head, and it's just like, got
That's
it.
mean. What do you want? What do you want?
What happened?
All of the handlers are dead. I don't know what this is. I don't know what sort of trick or bullshit this is.
They're not dead.
But at best, you're fucking
100 pieces of a soul put back together?
What do you say?
Well, I don't know exactly what happened. But I was sitting at the table last night when suddenly I intensely felt the connection to all of my bastions.
Oh yeah, that was Elliot.
Including one that I thought I lost almost 800 years ago.
This guy?
That guy?
Hi. As he, like, holds out his arms almost as if he's, like, a performer.
Is this the same robot that we did in fact see in Stipvale?
It is. It is the same robot that killed Derek.
Oh, we found that guy 2 years ago. I didn't know you were looking for him.
I wasn't. I didn't think he existed anymore.
Oh, yeah, he was, It was in Stipvale, in the Burrows.
So, okay, you found all of the parts of your soul, and you just went back to this one instead of your normal body?
Well, my normal body kind of sucked.
It's true. Mask wasn't great. Couldn't eat food. Well, can you eat food? Well, it doesn't. I'm not going to push the issue.
I was going to say, he still can't eat food, I don't think.
But this one is special.
Oh?
Ooh.
This one can create the illusion of taste.
Oh, that's wonderful.
What a weird thing to put in a robot.
I had the mask on for almost 300 years when I built this thing.
Oh,
I mean, if you
were pining.
Then...
Got it.
That makes sense.
But no, not dead. So, when I woke up underneath, and I think underwater...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
I didn't really look that much into it, but you would be amazed at the latent magical energy that builds up inside a construct under a city after 800 years.
Huh.
Well, yeah, I would believe that.
It was more
Especially
than enough.
That city.
It was more than enough to teleport myself here.
So, the other handlers, are they okay too?
I think most of them made the same decision I did.
Thank God.
Fuck humanity, become robot?
I mostly just wanted to be taller than Newson.
Hey.
That's based.
Which I am now.
Yeah.
Karok's just like giving a little like kudos, just like that's a good one. Good job. That's a good choice.
Look, alright, fine.
Well, I guess if that's the case, let me catch you up. Roran showed up, tried to murder us.
Okay.
We almost
I know Roran showed up. We had a conversation about that.
Cool. We didn't get killed, which is surprise. Well,
if you didn't get killed, where are the rest of you?
Yeah.
Well, Lulin's
Lulin isn't dead.
This sword is filled with Roran's people. I used the beacon inside of the Elfakir's forge to cast banishment on all of the souls and their parts.
Well, that would explain how me and 500 other people found ourselves in limbo.
Yeah. And I guess they came back. And going back to what I said before, some of us survived. Lulin was replaced by Roran. He is now back.
For a while now.
Yeah.
Lyra died, and when we tried to save her, she
didn't come back.
Decided not to return.
How long was Lulin Roran?
From my conversation last night, I believe it was after their fight, their fight for the hand of Valianti.
I told him a lot of shit.
We all did. Newson sort of crosses her arms and looks away.
Definitely stung.
Well, I'm glad I'm back.
I'm enthused that you're not dead. I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
I am annoyed that you think I would die that easily.
I mean, it's hard
definitely a shock. It was definitely a shock.
Yeah, I mean,
my first thought was that Roran murdered you after he left us to not be dead. So
yeah.
But
you still had the mask, so we figured that probably wasn't. I figured that wasn't the case.
Where is my mask?
I only put together the handler problem after I saw some of them in the city.
Elliot's got it in the bag.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Good. How long have you had that with you?
Oh, day.
Are you feeling weaker than normal?
I
You
mean,
mean
he's
other than the alcohol.
Okay.
been
Because
drunk for like 2 days straight, so.
okay, because it doesn't just absorb magic when I'm wearing it.
Interesting. Do you know what it means to Ron?
I mean, it's a part of him.
Well, sure, but I mean, Elliot sort of gestures to the sword, like that's his people, I guess.
No, no, no. Wait,
His connection to more.
I thought Velkin would have told you all of this. Prick that he
didn't tell us
is.
shit.
No, no, no. All of these artifacts are physical pieces of Roar and Solve.
Okay. Sure.
The mask is his skull.
Oh.
So aim for the head when we're fighting. Good to know.
I mean, I guess. Not really. It's more of a symbol. Symbol?
That seems right.
From the way I understood it, when Velkin was harboring Roran, the only way he could keep him contained was to rip off branches of his power and turn them into artifacts. He put his future sight in Pharaoh's eye. He put his ability to defend himself into the amulet.
Oh.
He put the souls that Roran possessed into that sword. He put his memories, or at least a part of them, into that mask.
Of course he did.
He put his knowledge into the book. And he put his emotion into the lantern.
Hmm.
Well, that's useful to know. Would have been better to know before I tried to funnel all those souls into the Warforged.
I thought you knew.
Well, that's fair.
You seemed pretty confident about Roar and Solve when you first showed up.
Well,
We do a lot of stuff with blind confidence.
I've realized.
To be fair, compared to me, they know a whole lot more, and so by comparison, they probably,
That's probably a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not sure about you.
Understandable. I mean, it's only been, 3 days since you've met me?
Well, not...
I'm
I
just
mean, it's
happy I'm
been
this
longer
far.
than that, but... I like this you.
Oh, thank you. I like this me too.
But no. Elliot, you can rest easy. None of us are dead. In fact, I'm probably stronger than I've ever been.
well, that's good news.
Also, I don't know where these runes on my arm came from.
That was me.
That makes sense. is there a reason you chose an electricity rune? Because the sword does some wild things now.
Well,
Also, is there a reason that...
Because I was...
Yeah, I mean...
The goal was to make it loyal to the party.
I mean, if you ever choose to explain... Well, that would explain the binding rune.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Follow-up question. Is there a reason I appeared next to a dragon skeleton?
Oh yeah, that was fucking Derek.
Yeah, it's Derek.
That's a weird name.
That is a weird name.
Yeah, who names their first name fucking after like, is it named after the day?
Yeah.
Ah, got
Still
it.
haven't taught him how curse words work as adjectives yet?
No.
No, we'll get to that. It's complicated.
Got it. Is there a reason there's a
But-
jacket covered in puke on the floor in the other room?
It's bad luck.
Yeah, Elliot said it was
Yes.
bad luck and he vomited before you got here, so I covered it up.
Well, that would make the vomit bad luck, too.
Yep.
Why does it matter if the vomit is bad luck? It's not like you're
Because it's
keeping
bad.
it.
Because
What's
elves...
gonna happen to the next person that tries to clean it up? Then they'll get bad luck.
Just... Except... Well, vomit is bad luck in elven culture because it's water that can't be reclaimed.
Okay. So it was already bad luck, and so was the jacket. So problem solved.
So they belong together. Okay.
Guess they don't understand constructive interference. That's okay.
Is that what
Anyways.
happens when we're arguing and everybody's talking over each other, and then we all come to an agreement?
No, that's bickering, and you do it a lot.
Yeah.
I do not.
I've noticed.
Okay, I might.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Elliot, I would say that you're not big on arguing, considering it's hard to argue with somebody who just assumes they're right.
What the hell, dude? I am right.
Newson's no better.
Look,
I'm an equal opportunity educator. You both have terrible social skills. And that's
Hey.
coming from me.
I was gonna say. Also,
we're
I'm
doing
working
our
on
best. Okay?
I'm better now
That's-
than I was when I left this place.
Yeah, well, you did have a good education from some quality educators.
Well, there were some okay educators. And Malum.
Fair
Fucking-
enough.
Anyways,
But
glad
an
you're-
interesting thing happened.
Carry on.
More interesting than becoming a robot?
Kind of in the same
12-foot
vein.
robot.
Hey.
I don't know what the Arcanophage is. But for some reason, I can still control the bastions through it.
Through the Arcana
I'm sorry,
page?
what?
I can feel all of them.
Oh.
And it takes a little more willpower than it used to. But I think I can still control them.
Oh. Well, that's nice.
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised if the other handlers can do the same.
Well, at least the souls are reunited.
And no longer bound to anything but their own whims.
Oh,
True.
it's nice.
Do you think it's proximity if you were to go to a pood? Is it stronger here than it was in Stifvale?
Well, I think that it is, and I think that I can control mine from here, but I've had a lot more practice. I was kind of
Like
the template
800
that the
years of it.
Warforged were based on.
Interesting.
But I think I think in the same vein, it's going to take all of the handlers a lot more time to. I don't know. I didn't die. I don't know what the right word is here. Reanimate seems wrong.
Trying to think of something as well, but I'm coming up blank.
Maybe we'll just go with get a grip.
Seems like a good one.
Get a grip is good. I wish that solved our problems, but it doesn't. It's good to hear, though. I mean, without the the containing magic, the cage, if you will, around the soul, if you're still connected, can you move between them?
I mean, I can't move between them the same way I did before, but it's like moving an arm I didn't have before.
I see.
Second nature and yet very alien.
I've definitely never had a third arm, so second nature I don't think is correct.
Well, I mean, second nature in the fact you know how to move an arm, but alien in the fact that you're not used to having another one.
Can you see?
I guess that does make sense. Can I see through them? Not anymore.
Interesting. I wonder about a pood.
But when I was in limbo with the other souls, the overwhelming emotion I felt from all of them was anger.
At who?
At the city.
Oh.
I don't think... It was strange. I mean, the Bastions were different. They never went to war. They never experienced it. But all of those fractions of souls that were put into the Warforged, they remembered the war with the Minotaurs. It seems like the brilliant idea of the elves having a completely emotionless army weren't as well designed as they thought. Or as I thought, even.
Well, do you think they'll still seek retribution? Now that they're whole?
I honestly couldn't say. But I know they're not likely to listen to elves.
Yeah. I believe that.
What else has been going on? Catch me up to speed.
Oh, just a coup.
Yeah. We're being accused of trying to restart the war between elves and minotaurs.
And if the Warforged wake up and turn on the city, I'm assuming that will not help your image.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
definitely not.
No.
Yeah.
It seems like, from what Elliot's brother thinks, it's, the lower houses making a play for power. So it doesn't really matter what we say. They kind of made their decision.
Which houses?
Ostracized ones.
All of them, except for the one that we blew up last night. They like us still somehow.
Be
Well,
fair,
we didn't
did
blow them up. Technically, Roran blew them up, but
and then we saved that one wonderful fellow out of
out of the cabinet.
Out of a cabinet.
True.
Very heavy
use
duty
up all
cabinet.
of their Arcana concentrate though, which is.
I mean, only like half a barrel, right?
Well, I drained half a barrel and then I used the other barrel and a half to cast
do the
banishment.
war. Yeah, to
True,
banish
true.
the souls.
Which means that House Ilfelkir will be blamed for an army they can't control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And God knows how much time it took them to accrue that much magic.
But
Decades.
one of the houses has the lantern.
Do you know which one?
Yes.
We have a good
We have a
idea.
guess. We have a good guess. Which his brother, I think, is throwing a lot of money at the Thieves Guild to get a confirmed answer because they're the ones that sold it.
Could be dangerous for the crown to be working with the Hushed.
Yeah, I knew that was the
Hushed?
name of it.
Who the hell are the Hushed?
They're royal spies for the Elven Crown.
Oh, of course.
They didn't teach you anything as a child, did they?
Well, I wasn't ever supposed to hold power.
That would explain your sorry state when you got to college.
Hey, you're right. Anyways, I was a little out of it. Still I am a little. What if we just have my brother step down?
Well, then if someone worse would step into his place, wouldn't they?
Power vacuum and
Yeah,
all
probably.
Do you think your brother would?
I don't know. He always felt like he was a leader because he had to be, not because he wanted to be.
Just, what is everybody's reaction to the fact that you are very clearly hearing Brennan's mode of speech coming from a 12-foot statue?
I mean,
Alarmed.
Like, what's
Karat's
the
only
look
known
on
them
everyone's face?
Karat's just happy that he recognized him, and not only that, apparently this interaction has been going well. I've only been told to shut up once.
Newson's just weirded the fuck out.
Newson looks tired, but like, honestly, I think it's a comfort to know that she did not, in fact, lose 2 people last night, but only 1. So.
You just go ask my brother.
Also, Karat's
You're going to
happy.
ask your brother to abdicate the throne?
Well, I don't know. I feel like he was looking for me, and he might be mad that I'm still missing, and just figure out what his deal is.
Well, I don't disagree that you should absolutely talk to him.
Where do we walk over there? It's only like 6 blocks away. And for you, that's like 8 steps.
I am pretty tall now.
It's true. I would also feel more comfortable if you were behind me while I talk to him.
Also, sorry about your floor.
Yeah, I suspect there's 2 doorways that I'm going to have to repair on your way out, too. So, unless you crawl.
Just because I'm in a bigger body does not mean I forgot how to duck.
Yeah, that's fair. Do we want to go talk to my brother?
I mean, seems your brother wants to talk to you, and
figure out what
I
other
wouldn't keep
goodwill
them
he's
waiting.
garnered. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's go. As Elliot just like opens the doors, heads on out to his front yard.
As you head out to your front yard and everybody leaves behind you, you hear a crash behind you as you see chips of stone fall to the ground, and Brennan says, I think the knees are a little rusty.
Ow.
I didn't feel it.
I'm sure there's someone that can clean that up.
I mean, he just turns around and holds out a hand as you watch runes on the stone glow as he casts mending on the doorframe.
Huh.
Well, I mean, I put everything I needed on this body to be a spellcaster.
Mm-hmm. And now
Sounds
you get
expensive.
It
and now you
was.
get to use it
Do
again.
you know how expensive it is to pay dwarves to build something?
I do.
don't.
I also know the cost of adamantite. So
Yes, well, I mean, the price you pay for being nearly indestructible. It's not like I could give this one tattoos. And Newson, he looks at you, and you have the distinct feeling that when you were walking out in front of him, he saw the new tattoo on your back.
Yup. There's like a cold chill that goes down her spine.
Like, oh no, Dad knows I fucked up.
Dad knows I fucked up.
he knows.
Dad's gonna pull me aside for a talking to later.
Well then. I suppose you've been in the city for 2 days now. I guess we should go to the royal court.
Yeah. I mean,
I wonder if people will realize I just teleported into the city. That could also be a problem. Not that I
Yes.
think elven guards are in any condition to stop me.
yeah.
Well,
What
we'll
are they
see.
gonna do?
Oh, I have to think about that too.
Melt you?
Well, that is a distinct possibility. I wouldn't bring that up in front of them.
Okay. No, I'll keep that one to myself.
But just because I can control the bastions with the Arcana Phage, I'm not sure that doesn't mean that it still can't spread. This form doesn't have it. There was nobody in Stipvale when it hit. But if the rest of the
Yeah.
Warforged do attack the city,
And if they do have it. Yeah.
and now that they're
Yeah.
not just mindless drones and they can organize, this siege might get a little more
Hectic.
coordinated.
Well, that's too bad.
Stuff to talk about with your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Off we go. And off we go. We're going to take a 5-minute break.
Oh,
Okay.
wonderful.
All right, everybody. We will see you in 5, maybe 10 minutes. Bio breaks are unpredictable.
Yeah.
We'll see everyone soon.
See ya.
See you soon. And we're back as you are making your way through the streets. You still have a couple blocks until you arrive at the Elven Royal, essentially, fortress.
All right, well.
And people are looking at you, and mostly at the 12-foot high
12-foot.
statue walking behind you.
Just a friend, don't worry.
It's our friendly neighborhood robot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As you approach, you begin to see you turn a corner and the fortress is just shockingly big in front of you. Like, if it wasn't for how tall every building in this city was, you could see this thing for miles.
I would believe that.
At the center of the fortress, and Elliot, you would remember this from your childhood. For everyone else, you're kind of seeing this for the first time as you approach it. There is a towering structure made of almost blindingly white stone as the sun reflects off of it. That is... What's a good way to describe this? From what you can kind of piece together, it looks like it is a hexagon of towers with thick walls in between them, but instead of being like a fortress like you'd see out in the wilderness where there's buildings inside the walls, the towers and the walls are all a part of a singular building that has 3 almost like tiered cake levels of walls set out around it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
As you approach one of the gates, you see that there are actually no physical gates on this. It's just a large archway inset in the stone with glowing runes, probably 3 meters high apiece, carved into the outside, with these kind of bright greenish blue crystals inset in the walls about every 20 feet as you approach it. As you get closer and closer, you see that the guards are all, rather than wearing the kind of common elven military garb that you've seen, all wearing what Elliot and Newson you would recognize as the actual armor that they use in wartime, but none of them are carrying any weapons. You can roll perception if you want to.
Elliot is always perceiving.
Elliot, you wouldn't have to roll. You know this inherently.
Should I roll as well? Just as is?
You can, yeah.
Got it.
You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're
My
great
brain
at
was-
that.
I am pretty good at
Got the-
percepting, yeah.
So, Newson,
get to
you
sniff
have
that
been... Karak, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. You just recognize they're not holding weapons. But, Newson, you have been fighting elves or preparing to fight elves for a large portion of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the telltale signs of their weapons, which are hilts of swords with no blades and lengths of spear shaft probably about 2 feet long that don't have spearheads or anything. And you would know that from the stories you've heard from other Minotaurs, and Elliot, you would know because you've seen them training before, that these are magical weapons that when wielded by the bearer produce essentially blades and weapons of pure magic. But none of them are being held. They're all being worn on the backs and all that as these guards patrol the bustling markets that seem to surround this center keep as you approach it.
Well, they're certainly expecting this to be an exciting meeting. Susan kind of crosses her arms and tenses up.
Elliot, you would know that this is how these guards are all the fucking time.
Yeah. I don't think this is any different.
It's a relief.
Also, is the meeting with all the houses today, or that's not today, right?
I believe they said 5 days, wasn't it? It was
5
5
days.
days before a
Perfect.
meeting was to be held.
Yeah. They gotta really, put the nail in the coffin before they bureaucracy us to get death.
Rule 8. Always Rule 8.
As you all approach the gate, and this is very odd for you, Karak, and you, Newson. Elliot, you don't really think anything of it because you fundamentally know how these gates work. None of the guards move to stop you as you approach the opening in the gate. And Elliot, you would know that that's because the magic that serves to block the entryways, if you can't get in, it will act as a wall of force and keep you out.
Yeah.
And you don't even seem to, you wouldn't even really think about it because at least half of you has noble blood.
At least half of me.
Yeah. Which, well, do you tell them about that, or do you just casually walk through it, completely forgetting?
Let's see.
You just want to roll
Perception,
something
I'm gonna
for
go
it?
with. Yeah.
I'll leave that up to you.
I've rolled a perception of 16. Elliot sort of walks through and then immediately stops. He goes, "Wait!"
Oh.
As he backs out.
To Elliot, or to Newson and Karak, it seems like he just walked through the gate and then stopped and walked back out. Like, there is no visible magic that you can see here.
Is that not where we need to go? Do we need a different door?
I didn't know you could do that too.
I need to get you guys access first.
It's a door.
The guardhouse.
I mean,
I'll be back. As Elliot sort of
how much
meanders towards the guardhouse.
The 12-foot statue you hear Brennan's kind of grated voice. How much of a rush are we in?
I don't think we're in a big rush.
Are we in the mood to make an entrance?
I mean, do we want to cause a scene?
I don't know.
He kind of turns and looks at Elliot. Do you want to cause a scene?
Elliot's already walked away towards the guardhouse.
Do the two of you want to cause a scene? Because we can cause a scene.
I divert to Newson.
I mean, I do like to cause a scene, but here, causing a scene is going to get me specifically.
Rule 8 definitely makes it difficult.
I can handle these guards. I trained at least half of them.
Well, yeah, it's not that I don't think you can't handle them. It's that
it's more.
I don't need them thinking I'm more of a. Well, I mean, I am a barbarian, but you know what I mean.
Let's think about this in a different way. They can't get through the gate either. So if we get you inside... Elliot, roll perception to see if you're hearing this conversation of Brennan being a bad influence as you're walking away.
Perception. Normal.
You absolutely hear him trying to convince Newson and Karak that he could just let them through this gate.
Newson's like, well, I guess it would save us some time. She's starting to consider it.
You wouldn't have to deal with elven bureaucracy.
It would be nice to get to ignore Rule 8 for a bit.
I do hate bureaucracy.
Are you turning back around to tell them you're getting passes?
I just shout that. I'm working on it!
So what's the call, Newson?
Croc just looks to Newson being like, what's the call?
In 90% of situations I want to, but I feel like specifically with Elliot's brother being like, oh, we need to not make them look bad, let's not this time. Maybe on the way out. That might be fun.
Of course, once
Oh,
I'm in
that'd
a
be
body
fun.
that can have fun, you don't want to have fun anymore.
Hey, this is your fault, okay?
The gate is not my
Is
fault.
it?
No,
yeah,
me thinking my actions through is your fault.
Fair enough. Newton,
Yeah.
you're getting, like, roll insight.
Okay. $16.
So the kind of vibe you're getting from Brennan is that he still has all the knowledge he's accrued over the 1,000 years that he's been alive.
Uh-huh.
But you're getting a hint of, like, there's almost a childlike need to cause chaos underneath it.
Like he's acting every bit of just 19.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Elliot, as you go off and one of the guards in plate mail kind of turns as you approach, like, a small station, kind of stands up, brushes himself off, and he gives you an elven salute, which is just hand, like, knuckle. I don't know. Watch my stream real quick. That's gonna be the easiest way to describe this.
Watching.
As he, like, knuckles to the left shoulder, arm across, and then bows, just, Lord Burning Oak. What can we do for you?
I'm here to meet with my brother with the Minotaur constituents. Need 3 amulets to get through the gate.
You need 3
Yep.
for yourself and the 2 of them?
Nope. For the Warforged and the 2 of them.
Lord Burning Oak, I'm sure you're aware that weapons aren't allowed inside the Citadel.
It's not a weapon, it's a person.
It's a Warforged
Person.
weapon.
You can go talk to him if you'd like.
So you said 3 passes. As you watch him, like,
Yes.
look over your shoulder and kind of, like, look back at you.
Yep.
As he pulls out 3, like, pins, and they look very similar to the power dampening pins from Apud. As he just hands them over to you. And how long will you be staying within the Citadel?
No more than the evening. We'll be out before sunfall.
All right. Just make sure do you intend to be making repeated trips into the Citadel?
I don't know yet. I have to talk to my brother.
Well, I mean, if I can get you to stamp these documents, I can give the passes to you for a week at most. Avoids you having to have this conversation every time.
I think for now, just the day pass. I think you know how it is. I'm always paranoid about losing things.
Very well. Stamp this for me, please.
Of course, as he pulls out his stamp.
You stamp it, and you watch as the ink kind of magically binds, and then he passes you over the 3 medallions.
Thank you. Also, fun fact: that guy probably helped design these. Anyways,
The Furbolg?
no, the Warforged.
Warforged aren't sentient.
Oh, this one is.
He
He
just
might have
hands
trained you.
He just hit.
Anyways,
Unlikely. I was trained by a teacher in Apud, Vosh Brennan.
oh yeah, I guess not. Okay. As he sort of heads back towards the gate.
As you head back towards the gate, Brennan is still. You're really sure you don't want to go through the door?
Look, I'm trying to make good decisions. You were the one that got on me about that, about being
Yes,
impulsive.
but at the time, I had no reason to live anymore.
Okay, well, I have reasons to live now, and they don't involve dying in this godforsaken
Elliot.
bureaucratic elven hellscape.
Elliot's back. Did you get the passes?
Yes, and you were yelling. I heard you the entire time.
Oh, this thing must be louder than I thought. Did you put the
Yeah.
amplification rune somewhere
as-
on here as he looks at the forearm again?
I mean,
Elliot looks at the two guards standing right next to the party.
The two guards are like glancing over like they want to say something, but looking at the 12-foot statue and the 8-foot minotaur like they'd also rather live.
Elliot hands each of them a pin.
Oh, good. Newson is going to need 2 of these as he hooks the other one on Newson and then walks through the gate as you watch sparks of magic like fly off of this adamantium as he just brute forces his way through the gate. To the shock of every guard standing around as they all like take a couple steps back and you watch hands go to weapons.
Oh, that's so cool.
You think I could magnetize this to him without him noticing?
No, just let him be. Once he's through the gate, he's through the
I
gate.
heard him. He has a reason to live now. I can relate to that.
As he
I'm
gets through the
glad.
gate, you watch the magic reform. And the entire time, like, it is difficult to look at him. It looks like the entirety of his body that is on this plane of the gate is being welded.
With sparks and stuff.
Wasn't he the one who said he didn't want to get melted?
Oh,
Yeah.
this is. I can still hear you. This isn't going to melt me.
Oh, okay. It kind of looks like it.
No, I built this entire thing to be magically resistant. This gate couldn't stop me if it wanted to.
Ah.
And believe me, it
Woo,
does.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't I have gotten fried if you just carried me through it like that?
No, I was gonna use my hands to pry the magic apart.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's neat.
But, you know, you can put on your pins and walk through.
They will.
Karok
If
just
it's
puts on
chaos
his
you
skin.
want, you can. As Elliot sort of, now that he's handed the pins, walks back through. Guard, come here for a sec.
Lord Burning Oak, I have a weapon. I'm not allowed on the other side of the gate.
No, he's talking to the one in the guard gate that was inside.
The guard gate is also on the outside. These guards
Oh,
are
it
not
was?
allowed. They are
Oh, I
not allowed
misunderstood.
in the Citadel.
Oh. He still summons the one to the gate then that was in the guard gate.
Yes, Lord Burning Oak.
I just thought I'd mention, Brennan, you remember your old student, right? As he like looks towards
Honestly,
the...
no.
Damn.
Yeah, checks out.
I mean, you probably had a lot of students, so
You hear the guards outside begin muttering, is that really Vosh Brennan? I heard he was in the city, but if you hear one of them mutter, News and you hear one mutter, he's a lot bigger than I remember. I don't remember. Were you a good student? Well, I like to believe so, Lord Brennan. If you were a better student, you'd be inside the gate. Like me.
Lord Brennan.
Newson, you were a good student. Come inside the gate.
Oh, all right. So just walks in.
See? Good students get to cross through the magical gateway. Bad students stay outside. Go back to your guard post. Sit down and think about what you haven't done well.
Karok's just gonna walk through the gate as well. Just be like, this is the best day that I've had since being awake. I like this. This guy's fun.
This is what would happen if we let 19-year-olds teach people.
Literally.
Literally. Is that enough chaos for you for now?
No. I might break one of these towers later. I never really liked how symmetrical this thing was.
Oh my god, you are literally going to drag this city into war.
Yeah, well, you know,
Let's go talk to my
perks of
brother.
being unkillable, I suppose.
Well,
I'm not convinced.
I am. That's all that matters.
It sounds like it's perks of being incredibly wealthy. As Elliot heads towards the massive palace.
I guess you are technically really wealthy now that your whole body is made of, and she kind of like knocks on the leg.
I mean, based on my experience
just-
here, wealth and being unkillable kind of go hand in hand here.
I'm sorry. As Elliot walks away, did the princeling of the Elven nation just call me bougie?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. He eats like 2-month-old blood sausages out of a bag of holding, so anything would seem bougie to him.
Oh my god, I forgot I could eat. You, bad student, back over here. What do you
can't
have
come inside?
But his rations can. What do you have for rations? I have pickled fish and some bread.
Ew.
Give it.
Why do you pickle your fish?
Because we live in a desert?
I mean, that's fair.
This place is the worst.
The sweets are really good, though.
It's really not bad. After you leave it for a couple months, it stops stinking and it gets sweeter.
Pat, you watch as Brennan, like, shoves his hand out the gate to that same welding effect. Give it. But that's my lunch.
You 19-year-old being the school bully to a bunch of guards.
Literally.
They're stealing their lunch.
Hand it over. But Lord Brennan, do not make me come back out this gate. You just watch as the guard takes like a small paper like wrapped package and just sets it in the hand as Brennan fully closes his hand to protect it and pulls it back through. Oh. Never had pickled fish. Is it good? As he like turns and begins walking towards the throne room with the two of you.
It's pickled fish. There's no way it's good.
I've never had it.
I mean, we hadn't discovered pickling things back when I put the mask on yet. What does pickling something taste like?
I mean, I haven't even had a pickle. Like, that's a new thing. So...
It's sort of like, you know what it feels like to get bitten?
No.
What? I mean, yes, but also what? Why would you eat
it's
something?
Like if the food bit you back, that's what pickling is like.
What?
Yeah.
But Elliot's uncle
it
made it sound so nice.
You watch as, like, he leans the head of the statue back, and you watch the jaw just drop open as he drops this package in.
That's alarming.
Yeah, you're right. That's not good.
Bad. I told you. I tried to... Okay,
Here's
the thing. Lean down here.
He kind of, like, leans down. He didn't say the bread was stale, either. I feel like that was... I wouldn't have taken his lunch if he said the bread was stale.
Elliot has a bunch of really good pastries in the bag of holding right now, though. But I don't know how we're going to get them.
I know how we're going to get them.
He's pretty protective over them, so...
It's okay. I have a plan. Elliot! As he takes like 4 big steps and he's caught up to you.
Sorry, I just need to do some math real quick.
I hear you have...
don't like math?
I hear you have something delicious in the bag of holding.
You should have come last night. I've been drinking.
How much of it did you eat?
Elliot like reaches in and pulls out 2 rolls. This is what I have left.
No wonder you puked so much this morning. Oh my god! Didn't we have like a dozen of those?
It's enough to feed a whole family.
Yes, we did. Sorry, let me correct myself.
And
yes, I did.
And now I only have 2.
She did not gift them to you. Yeah, you can have whatever you haven't eaten in like 400 years or whatever.
Yeah,
the heck.
I think that's fair.
I appreciate it deeply as he takes them and just same thing, unhinged jaw, food down the pipe.
I know exactly. I know how that.
Those will be good.
1,000 years without eating will, a couple hundred years to 1,000 years will do that to you. Food is the best thing.
One of those is a dragon breath roll, and the other one is the elven cinnamon roll.
Elliot, I have a follow-on question.
Yes.
How many of these do you think I could get if I cut off my arm and sold all the adamantium?
All right, this is an addiction talking. We'll get back to that later.
So, like, 12?
Yes.
I would do it for
They're
12.
that expensive? Usually?
I would do it for 12.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
I'm pretty
you
sure it
would.
does not cost that much for 12 of them.
Along with that, Elliot, you got these rolls for free, so
Where do
I'm
they
sure you could just
go?
you could just drop by and
Oh, to answer your question, Newson, I have a furnace built into the stomach.
Oh, so it just gets turned to ash?
Well, you make that sound so sad, but yes.
they
I
still
mean-
get to taste it, so I'd say they get everything they need out of it.
But couldn't you like when does the tasting happen?
Pretty much as soon as it hits the mouth.
So like couldn't we just like start an assembly line of things and just pass them through your mouth and then like people who need to eat to survive could still eat the food?
Well, no.
But I'm not
I
eating
mean-
pre-chewed food.
He
I
doesn't have
can't
to chew
What
it!
the hell?
I
He
can't-
literally just dropped it in there!
I can't get into all the specifics of the schematics because
I'm
the
assuming
dwarves
there's,
will
like,
likely
intent
get mad at me.
involved?
No, not so much that there's intent involved as it doesn't exactly turn into ash. There's transmutation runes in the stomach that will turn it into viable spellcasting components for what the soup can do.
Oh, burger.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess as long as it's being used and not just like incinerated.
That's neat.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but it's still neat.
But Dwarven engineering typically is.
Hmm.
Anyways,
True.
we have a
Can we?
brother to go yell at.
Yeah.
Are we yelling
as
at
Elliot,
him?
Like
Are
I
we-
assume
are
we've
we
reached
yelling at them?
the throne room.
Yeah, you
As
reach
Elliot
the
just knocks on
doors.
the door.
As you reach the doors, they swing open, and you see a brilliant, like, this throne room is immaculate. It has towers, it has towering pillars that are probably going 80 to 100 feet up in the air. It is open on all sides, so you could fit pretty much, like, if you wanted to, you could probably fit, like, half the city packed shoulder to shoulder into this throne room. As there's a long central aisle, and at the end of it, sitting at the same level of the rest of the city, is a throne that your brother is sitting on fast asleep.
Yo, Brennan's back.
You watch as he, like, wakes up, and you just watch arcs of electricity just fly off and hit the pillars as you suddenly wake him up, as your voice echoes boomingly across this room.
We found Elliot.
What did I
Also,
tell
great
you?
news. I didn't kill Brennan.
What do you mean you didn't kill Brennan?
I thought I killed him. He's not dead.
Croc is just pointing to the big 12-foot tall statue.
He woke up?
No.
No, he's
Well,
a robot
kinda.
Let
now.
me correct
But
myself.
kinda.
That body is dead. His soul's in here.
Excuse me?
Helen Brennan.
What could possibly be confusing about that? As Elliot just turns back to the group.
When Karak says tell him, Brennan just holds up a hand and goes, I got taller. I can't, okay. What are you here to talk about, Elliot? I've got a lot going on.
Well, they said you wanted to talk to me about, like, a
Yeah.
potential revolt.
Oh, I mean,
Sorry, a coup. A revolt is different.
I hope it's not going to be as bloody as a revolt, but in 5 days, the other houses are going to take a vote of confidence in the crown. And as you know, if we lose, I'll be replaced.
Murderously?
No, just replaced.
It's a relief, but
The
also probably
reason
not
nobody
ideal.
did it to our father, well, my father, I suppose. Elliot, do you care if I refer to him as our or mine?
Go for it. I don't care. He technically never adopted me. He was just sort of there to ruin my childhood.
The reason nobody did it to the previous prick on the throne
Nice.
was because he would just kill them.
Well, there's your answer, I guess.
We're not killing anybody.
Even if I did have the military backing and the power that comes with age for my particular bloodline,
Yeah.
I'm under the understanding that we are in fact trying to be different.
Yes. I assume anyway.
Well, I mean, if you go right to the source...
Speaking of different, you know about the Humans Council, right?
The Humans Council?
Well, they have they have a leader, but it's also
Don't they
like a
pick their
council?
leader based on a festival every year?
Well, they pick the people in the council according. It's not one leader, right?
I mean, it's 3, but are you saying we should hold a festival?
Yes.
Maybe.
I have no
Maybe not
context for this, so I'm gonna.
immediately.
I feel like we're a little
was
bit
thinking-
past the point of bread and circuses, Elliot.
Okay,
Well,
Croc,
I was-
Skip Vale, right?
I haven't been there.
Yeah, no. In Stip Vale, well, you're not gonna go there because it's destroyed. It
That's
was
a shame.
only a little bit our fault. So
Why do I feel like that's a common footnote to put in,
you know,
in most history
don't think too
positions?
much about it.
In
So
recent-
anyway,
Like, I feel like in recent history books, that's going to be a footnote in so many different positions.
it was only a little our fault. We did look. So all the
I feel
humans,
like the
right?
asterisks will say the group was present, not fully responsible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the people, they did smart things, right? I mean, Lyra knew. So they all would like invent things, and then like the best inventions, right, would like decide who led. That was how they did it. I think that's a pretty good explanation. Anyway, she turns back to the conversation
Okay, thank
after
you.
that
Caught up.
aside.
Thank you. Caught up.
Yes.
I don't think that bread and circuses are going to stop me from being kicked off of the throne.
Well, I don't think.
And I don't think
that
the
it might be
elven
worth
noble...
proposing a power share.
Amongst who?
I was out talking in the lower city last night.
Talking
and there
or
are many-
drinking?
Both.
You can do both.
Yes, but one severely impairs your ability to remember the other.
Look, I remember the important parts. And the nobles think they are control everything. They
Because they
may
do.
be responsible for importing. They might be they might be responsible for controlling the shipping, but without the people in the lower city, not a single ship would move. Not a single trade would happen. Their power is dependent upon those people. If you can get those people on your side, you'll have the leverage you lost from the Warforged.
Which would be great until one of the elven nobles sticks a knife in my back.
Well,
The whole reason the elven customs
Wear
are the
armor.
way they are is to avoid another Knight of Knives.
yeah. But
The people didn't fare well the first time.
I know, that's why I want to avoid it.
And you say that a single ship doesn't move, and you're right. But if you remember from the history that we were taught, if you do remember,
I wasn't really taught it all that well.
the trade doesn't matter. The military holds all the power.
Okay, And that is important only so much as there used to be soldiers with no morals, no friends, no connections.
And
They're
yet
gone.
House Gallendale remains. You have to remember, it's only been 10 years since we began developing the Warforged. We had an army before it.
Then why did we switch to the Warforged?
Because elven nobles pitched the idea of not having needless elven deaths. It takes 300 years for an elven soldier to be ready to fight a war in their fullest capacity. Just because we switch to something cheaper does not mean that those soldiers no longer exist.
But I believe they can be bought, unlike the Warforged could. Also, just as a maybe relevant side tangent, the Warforged aren't dead, they're dormant.
They might not even be dormant, really.
It's true.
So we have to worry about them getting back up?
Some of them, at least. Not all of them.
It depends on the deal you can make with them.
And
they're not happy.
And who is their leader?
They have no leader.
I think, yeah, they're just kind of doing their thing.
They were freed from, the tyranny of the elves. Being forced to fight in a war they didn't want.
If you're saying
beyond anything imaginable.
So if every handler is, as you say, liberated, so to speak.
Yep.
We only have to cut deals with, roughly 500 individual people.
Yeah.
Who we can no longer convince with the benefits of food or water or money. Because if they are truly Warforged, they will just live forever.
I mean, money might still be useful.
I mean, they might still need Arcana.
Repairs would probably be useful. Machines don't last forever, I would assume.
No, but handlers were trained to repair their soldiers in the field.
Ah, true.
Yes. And draw magic to feed them.
Well, if what you say is true, and your plan is for me to become a king of the people,
yes,
then all you have to do is convince House Gallendale to back that plan.
Interesting.
We have the military on our side. We can seize the ships.
Plan. Because if you are a man of the people, perhaps you give them some choices of their own. I'm not saying you give up the throne, but if you give more power to them, or a representative of them,
I'd be willing to take on an advisor.
Of the families, they stick with them because they think it's their only chance of protection and wealth and food. But if they have someone in the palace who is specifically their advocate, that leverage is lost, right?
I think you're putting significantly less faith in elven loyalty than you should be. Remember that although our family is the way it is, you and I are the exception to the rule. Elven families stand together because there's 2,000 years of tradition doing so for them. If you're going to enact change, we're going to have to convince the houses that it is necessary.
I don't disagree.
Our
they
other
could very
option
well have a stake of their own.
Our other option is to bury this coup before it begins. But I need to know who's starting it to do that.
Well, I mean, it might be the people who met with me. I mean...
Who what? Newson and Karak, you feel your fur begin to rise up a little bit.
I think we
Um,
need some context on this.
Yeah.
House Arawathi approached me and asked what I intended to do.
I'll remind you that you abdicated your claim to the throne when I validated your bloodline.
I have no intention of taking a throne or removing you from it. I've made my
thank
position
God.
clear here.
Because I'm pretty sure I couldn't win. Like, there's 5 of us in this room. I think the 4 of you would kill me. I don't know what the statue would do. Whew.
Oh, he would kick some big ass.
I mean, to
But
be
I
fair,
have
they
no
got through the
intention
gate. They got through the gate without even
You just-
like needing a pin.
Brennan just raises up a hand and goes, I want to knock one of the towers down.
Honestly, I hate to say it, but I'm morbidly curious. I kind of want to see that.
I helped build the place. I know
That
where
would-
every structural weak point in the foundation is.
You understand how bad that would be for the perception of the stability of this government, right?
Yeah. It's morbid curiosity. You know, you see giant buildings and it's like, you get that feeling where it's like, wow, there's no way they were there this entire time. You know? Just me.
I still
It's
want
like watching a tree fall over.
I didn't say I was going to knock it down, Elliot.
What?
I said I wanted to.
Yeah,
really, really
that's fair.
badly.
How about this? If you help us stabilize the city, I'll let you knock down a tower.
I feel like that's counterintuitive. But if they take the throne, I can definitely knock down a tower.
Oh, for sure. If they kill this guy and they take the throne, you knock down all the towers.
Your brother, Newson, if you're the only one watching his brother, you watch as he, reaches down to a bowl and just starts shoveling sugar cubes into his mouth.
Newson has already taken note of the fact that everybody in this family consumes sugar in stressful situations.
Good to note. Lower stress levels.
So-
Bring snacks.
Are you going to meet with them, Elliot?
Well, I think it's probably a good idea to see where they stand.
When's
It
the
would help
meeting?
if I could get commitment for you as an advocate for the people.
House Elarothi holds all power over trade through push barons.
I know.
And from what I understand, they're one of the 2 houses that are helping to spread the rumors about your friends.
And if I can convince them that you stand on the side of the people,
then they might ask me to abdicate anyways. To prove it. There's something bigger at play here that we're not seeing. I think we can all admit that.
Disagree.
But I do think going to the meeting and trying to convince them is a good idea. At least because in trying to tell you why they won't agree, they might tip their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's true.
You sure you don't want the throne?
Ha! I am 100% certain I don't want that.
I'll
throne.
get a small stool next to it.
No, I'm good.
Fuck. And that's where we're going to end our session. Everybody have fun?
That was really
yes.
fun.
All right.
That was a nice bit of levity.
Thank you to everyone for joining us. Thank you to so many people for the raids. Oh my god. Thank you to BoxBox VA, Flamtastic, Doxy Baby, and the Sky T for the raid. Thank you to Greg and Foxglove for those rerolls. They'll be very handy for the party, and I'm sure they'll be very handy for the Fires of Eureka party tomorrow night.
So
fun.
true.
Thank you to Mr. Hunty for the resub. I loved the message. King Gizzard has arrived. For those who don't know, King Gizzard is the game that I play in. King Gizzard is Mr. Hunty's character in that game.
Oh.
I play a Warforged named Cap, and last session I killed a troll by dropping a cannon from 60 feet up out of a bag of holding onto its head.
Oh, Lord.
The bag of holding projectiles, a classic. It's one of my favorites.
Yep. Yeah, it's Pathfinder 2E. My Warforged has a jetpack, and I think my new go-to strategy is going to be fly up very high and drop heavy object.
You see, I did the math, and if you fill a portable hole with gold that you cast Shrink on, so you cast Shrink, you put it in the portable hole, and then you fold it up. When the spell ends, it does not expand until it has the space to expand.
Mm-hmm.
You then go fly to a few hundred feet over a place, open it, and when it drops, it will expand, quadrupling in volume and thus quadrupling in mass. If you fill it with gold, which was the only thing that my party had at the time, a solid brick of gold, basically, the amount of kinetic energy when it hits the ground, and it doesn't even approach terminal velocity because it's gold, is the equivalent of like 38 atomic bombs. So if you ever want to remove a city in D&D, this is my recommendation.
Okay, so
it requires absurd wealth.
So hear me out. What if we do the exact same thing, but we put it at the end of a peasant railgun?
Yes!
Do you know the concept of the peasant railgun?
I love the peasant railgun.
But they can't pass something they can't carry.
But they can pass a portable hole.
Oh, I see. So the last person opens it.
The last person opens it, and the gold should theoretically maintain its velocity.
Yeah. Also, I did the math both ways. Whether or not it maintains the kinetic energy.
We'll talk about this after. We'll talk about this after session. Yeah. It's 10:45. We gotta send the people on their way.
Chat.
No, I don't need chat to know any more D&D
secret. It quadruples in speed. If it conserves kinetic energy, it maintains the same speed.
Got it. So we figured out how to build a bomb. Moving on. That's some artificer shit right there. Anyways, everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you to all of our players. We have Elliot Burning Oak, the master of the gold atomic bomb, played by...
It is me. I considered majoring in physics and then decided to do something useful. And so I majored in mechanical engineering and switched to computer engineering. So I've made many mistakes in my life. And my favorite part of today was pretending Elliot is intoxicated the whole time.
I like how none of that included, and I'm Isaac.
Oh my god.
Surely I said I'm Isaac.
You did not. And then we have Karakareem, played by...
Hello, it's Terminian Link VT, and my favorite part was Karak being able to tell it was Brennan based on how they said shut up to them.
And last but not least, we have News and Worldwalker, played by...
It's me, the Sky T. I also liked Brennan's return.
That's good. I'm glad everyone did. Alright, who is live? Alright, everybody. As always, I'm PT, your Disaster Tour Guide. Thank you for joining us on the Disaster Tour. I'm going to send everyone over to Glitchroon playing some Assassin's Creed 2. We will be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock Central for the very first episode of the 4-week campaign, The Fires of Eureka.
Yeah.
Featuring Flamtastic, Jacques Bamba, Panda's POV, and the Sky Tea. Because Sky refuses to not play in one of my games.
That's true.
Listen, you're a great DM.
Sky likes D&D too much.
It's true.
Sky would be in D&D every day of the week if it was feasible.
Yes.
Anyways, everybody, I'm going to send you on over to Glitchroon. When you get over there, be sure to put the tour has arrived with whatever assortment of emotes you want, but not Sky's new emote. You monsters.
I can't believe you hate my monsters.
Stand by for stat block.
It's the best emote, though.
Stand by for stat block on the plush troll dragon.
It's based on a chihuahua, okay?
Who put that there?
That's worse. Anyways, everyone, be sure to put the tour has arrived. I'm going to send you all away, and until I see you tomorrow, don't do anything I wouldn't do. You don't have much time, and the bar is still low, but just don't. Have a good